What is your higher self and how to connect with it? So your higher self is you. It's your spiritual aspect, and it is you as in connected to everything. I'm Sarah Ann Negus, the Modern Day Shaman. Today I have 20 years experience helping people like you find an altered state of consciousness so you can reach into your divine matrix of energy until you find inner peace and a deeper connection to life. Now, a lot of us think that our higher self is a part of us, whereas actually it's the other way round. Our higher self is everything that we can be ever, and an aspect of it has come into physical form in order to experience life and emotions. Emotions are energy in motion, and in a spiritual form we cannot experience the polar opposites of love and hate, anger, happiness, joy. So that's our job. We come here to experience different situations and different emotions so that we can unravel them, and in doing that our higher self in its consciousness grows, and that impacts the greater consciousness of everything that there is in the universe. Higher self is a concept, but if you think that it is that part of you that knows everything in your life, where you're going, your path, your purpose, and most of the time you block it out because it is so bright, or because self-doubt comes in as to whether or not it's right. Well, your higher self will never lead you the wrong way. It is simply our perception of different situations that allow us to decide whether or not we succeeded or we failed. But I like to bring in the idea that perhaps the situation that you found yourself in that is difficult, that you didn't feel like you succeeded in, was exactly the right situation that you needed in order to learn whatever it is that you needed to learn, so that you can take the next step towards the vision of your life, the path of your life, the purpose of your life. And that situation will have been sent to you from your higher self. Now, your higher self comes through in all sorts of different ways in which to communicate with you, particularly if you're not listening. So if you find yourself looking into the garden and all of a sudden the garden is covered with crows, unusually, that's your higher self sending you a message through animal totems, power animals. Go and have a look at what crow means and see if it resonates with anything in your life. If you find yourself having a walk and you look up and you see a huge bird of prey, that, in particular if it's an eagle, that is a sign that you're on the right path and that you need to connect a little bit more with your higher self and listen so that you can get your next step effectively. It'll also happen that perhaps you're listening to the radio and a song plays on repeat, and there's something really poignant in the lyric of the song. That song will have come to you from the energy of your higher self in order to give you an idea or a clue of where you're going. The impromptu meeting with someone that you've not seen for ages, who's just going to connect you to someone who can really help you in your business. That comes from your higher self. Now, how do you connect with this magical aspect of yourself? It's a question that often people ask me. And I have different ways of doing it. Meditation and meditation is one of the first things that you can do. Sit quietly with yourself and allow everything in your mind, all of the noise, to quieten. And if it means that you have to journal or write down everything that's going on, do that and then sit quietly. And you can ask yourself, your higher self, different questions. How can I do this? Show me the way for this. I would like to receive this. Now, you might not get answers and things might not happen quickly, but if you trust, then you will find, when you look back in time, that usually everything that you've asked for has been achieved. Another way to connect with your higher self is to journal and to actually have a conversation. And now, often there'll be a shadow aspect, a mean voice aspect that stands in front of your higher self, because you know your higher self is so powerful, so bright, so able, that it's a little scary. And you have to allow your mean voice to journal out of you before you can hear the quiet, calm, peaceful, strong voice that is that part of you that knows your way. The way to get rid of the mean voice is to do something called free writing. So every single morning you wake up and you write 3 pages of, it doesn't matter what, and even if it is, I don't know what to write, I don't know what to write, I don't know what to write. By the end of the 3rd page, you will be writing something. Now, I'm not suggesting you read any of this stuff. It is to give the mean voice space and for it to be heard, so that when you do sit and journal with your higher self or meditate with your higher self, you can hear her. Now, the other way is to notice, to be an observer of your own thoughts. And you'll start to recognize the different vibration or timbre of the voices within you. The tone, I think, is what I'm trying to say here. And as you become the observer and practice meditation and journaling, you'll start to really recognize the tone of your higher self coming through. Some people, they get a real goosebumps feeling. For some people, they hear a soft voice. For some people, they get a knowing or a picture. Everyone's individual. And if you allow yourself the space to be curious about yourself, rather than knowing everything, even if you do know, be curious about that, you'll find that your higher self comes through in a stronger way, more effectively, and you hear her more often. And that will allow you to take considered action, inspired action, towards wherever it is that you want to be in your life. I'm Sarah Negus, the Modern Day Shaman, and I'll see you on my next video.